Point, Press Review, Pigeon News, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news. Hello there, beautiful people. You're all welcome to joining us on to yet another exciting moment of your morning breakfast show, Home Morning. It is always with plenty of renewed energy that we assemble here to keep you informed, entertained as far as our morning breakfast show is concerned. Permit me to say good morning to those of you watching us from the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. Oh yes, I know very well that a lot of you are connected to Home TV this morning. And of course, I'm not forgetting those of you connected to us from Isokolo, Mukindi village, precisely in the Limbe 2 subdivision. I know that Mr. Tabi Emmanuel Solomon is very connected to the radio this morning. Good morning, Echina. Oh yes, to those of you here from Manu Division, it's always beautiful to know that you are there for us this morning. I'm not forgetting all of you who are connected to our Facebook page, Home TV, to our YouTube channel, Home TV. It is always with renewed energy that we know that you are there for us every day. Now, those who are going to constitute today's edition of the program, your regular slots are going to be here. We shall be having a morning reflection, which of course today we shall be reflecting about leadership. Oh yes. Who can be a leader? Who is that born leader? And who can inherit leadership? We shall be reflecting about that this morning. We shall also be taking you to a health secret with Dr. Flo Richard this morning to tell us just how we can stay healthy in our society. We shall be bringing to you this day in history to understand just what transpired some time ago on April 2 in this day in history. We shall also be taking you to the tabloids this morning to get to understand what the papers are talking about this morning in Cameroon and Africa. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with our very first lot. That is our reflection this morning. We begin reflecting this morning about leadership, on what leadership is all about. You have the very first picture on your screen this morning, which of course is talking about leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. That therefore means as a true leader, whether you are there or you are not there tomorrow, there should be that singular mark. There should be that mark of leadership that you left, that vacuum. They should feel your vacuum. Your colleagues, your friends, your families should feel that vacuum that a leader is truly gone. Now, we go over to the next picture. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude. Be kind, but not weak. Be bold, but not bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. Be humble, but without folly. Now, as a true leader, you don't have to be too proud of yourself. Let your colleagues, let your family members throw the flower. That's a true leader. You must not be the firstborn to unite your family. You might be the last, but you have got that power, that spirit of leadership in you, that spirit of assembling people, that spirit of leading people constructively. That is a leader. So it's important for us to understand who truly a leader is. And of course, let's talk about the different types of leadership this morning. We have democratic leadership, we have autocratic leadership, we have laissez-faire leadership. Someone who does not care that I'm the boss, they should do whatever thing they do, I'm going to make the final decision. We have a strategic leadership, someone who thinks out of the boxes on how to plan executing projects in a company, in a family, how they can better achieve success. Which child in the family need help? How can we help our children be successful? That's a true leadership. And of course, we have a transformational leadership, someone who is able to, who has got that power to transform weaknesses to strength, who has got to transform someone who is weak to become strong. That's a true leadership. Transactional leadership, whose business is only to transact when it comes to monetary issues. He's not there to look at the positive side of his reign or her reign. He's there to transact issues. Coaching leadership, someone who is there to coaching you from the background to make sure that you stand out tall in the midst of adversities. Now we have a bureaucratic leadership, we have a visionary leadership, we have a pace-setting leadership, we have a situational leadership. You come into a picture when things are difficult, you are just a situational leadership. You come in when a visionary leader, that's the best of it all, because someone who sees, who foresees things and tries to strategize on how to achieve success. That's the kind of leadership which of course is positive. Now there are so many ingredients that constitute a leadership. There are so many ingredients that constitute true leadership. Now what are they? They are contribution, we have responsibility, we have a vision, we have motivation, we have mentor, we have ethic, we have influence, we have support, we have decision, we have management, we have communication, and we have teamwork. That's the last picture we should be having on our screens any moment from now, to tell us about the ingredients that make up, that constitute a true leadership. If you are somebody, if you are that personality who has got all of these ingredients, then you are a true leader. A leader who listens to the people, a leader who is able to make decisions when it is right, make a firm decision when it is necessary, and try to bring people together, working as a team, not individuality. Because as a true leader, individuality cannot help you attain your success as a true leader. But when you work collectively, then you shall be able to attain success. Whether you're a president of an association, whether you're a president of your church group, a leader in your family, or they call them family head, a village head, a community leader, let me say a president of an association, if you are not having these qualities, please have a rethink. And to those who shy away from leadership, you should know yourselves that these are the qualities that I don't have. I don't want to disgrace myself as a leader, right? Yes, it's important for us not to disgrace ourselves as a leader. When it comes to decision making, you don't even know how to decide. People are the ones instigating you from behind, that do like this, do like this. And of course, as a true leader, you take from A, take from B, then you assimilate, and then you decide what you want truly. If it means punishing somebody in the family, punishing someone in your association, then do it. All right? So we're just there to inspire someone somewhere this morning about leadership, to ensure that as we enter the month of April, which of course we're on the 2nd of April today, try as much as you can to inculcate the spirit, the true spirit of leadership, wherever you find yourself, right? Be it as a husband, as a wife, as a single parent, you are a leader. Don't forget, in the midst of your children and your small family, you are a leader. Make sure you lead them to the right direction in life. That was it on our reflection this morning about leadership. Let's invite Simitoro to do for us this morning. I'm most sincere.
La nourriture des grammes, les petits ne la mangent pas. André Doris à Charleville. Écoutez ça. Je suis tombé amoureux d'une belle fille. Elle est partie au pays de Molière. Depuis qu'elle est partie, je n'ai plus l'envie d'aimer. Sounier, reviens-moi mon cœur. André Joël, Elie. L'amour que j'ai pour toi est un amour sincère. Sounier, écoute-moi bébé. Tu es si loin de moi, tout près de mon cœur. Chérie, ça te sounie. André, Achille. Écoute ça, mon fils. Ewa, Eba, Ela, Bene. Sounier, sais-tu que moi je t'aime? comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? Ah, André Joseph, le petit Dati. Et ce que tu sais, ce que je sais, bébé. Et ce que tu crois, en ce que moi je crois, ma doudou. Ma choro aneme, minga matinga tutume. Ma yiwae, aniga matinga zate. Ma choro aneme, minga matinga tutume. Ma yiwae, minga matinga zate. Aïe aïe aïe, André Lorette, la petite bijou. Quand moi j'écoute ta voix, je peux mourir de joie. Ta petite tête bébé me fait couler les larmes à Sony. Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? André Armand, le russe, champion des champions. L'amour est un poison que je consomme avec raison. Je me tiens comme une flamme quand t'es pas à mes côtés. Tu es parti loin de moi pour oublier nos erreurs du passé. Voilà le nombre, amiga matinga tutumbe. Maïwae, amiga matinga bébé oh. Voilà le nombre, amiga matinga tutumbe. Maïwae, amiga matinga bébé oh. André Joël, Elie. Si tu m'entends Sony, écoute ma chanson. Tu y trouveras ce que je n'avais pas pu te dire. Je ne sais quoi faire pour t'exprimer mon amour. Il y a bien longtemps que moi je n'avais plus aimé mon bébé. Voilà le amiga matinga tutumbe. Maïwae, amiga matinga bébé oh. Voilà le amiga matinga tutumbe. Maïwae, amiga matinga Sony. Aïe aïe aïe, la nourriture des grands, les petits ne la mangent pas.
Chérie, pourtant de moi, ne ma voix nommée. L'amour est une fleur qui est plantée là où il le faut. Je le sais bien chérie, mais tiens mais l'amour que tu as pour moi est un amour sincère, je le sais.
Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore, Sony? Aïe aïe aïe. Chaque fois quand je dors, tu es toujours dans mes rêves. Je me retrouve avec toi au milieu des quatre murs. Sur un cheval blanc, je te chercherai toute ma vie, ma doudou. Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore, Sony? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? Merci, Sony. La charmante de Charleville. Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, bébé? Est-ce que tu sais comment je t'aime, je t'adore, bébé?
Beautiful piece there from Simitoro. Amour sincere, sincerity of love. And of course, those of us who were still very young, when Simitoro started with his beautiful piece, Merci. And from Merci to this other one, Amusensie. And of course, since then, he has disappeared in the musical scene. We're hoping that he shall definitely come back again and give us some good music, right? Yes, it's important. All right, those of you just joining us this morning, you are live on your program Home Morning on Home TV. It is always with plenty of euphoria that we are here. You can go to our Facebook page, Home TV, YouTube channel, Home TV Cameroon. Share the link to your friends and family members. Those of you watching us at the comfort of your homes, get down, sit down, and get a cool glass of water as we roll this morning. Now, in our next slot, it is our health secret with Dr. Richard Fu. And of course, this morning, Dr. Richard Fu wants to talk to us about diabetes. We know very well that diabetes remains one of those complicated health situations in life that is ravaging so many lives in Cameroon. Now, how do we stay safe from contracting diabetes? Some do say that diabetes is hereditary. What perception do we need to have about diabetes in our society? Hello, Doc. Good morning and welcome once more.
You are welcome once more to the program Home Secret. Today, I will be explaining or expatiating on issues that will create some awareness to help us realize why man is sick each day and looking for doctors, looking for healers, moving from one place to another with deplorable health situations. Why is it that man is always sick? Man, notwithstanding his knowledge, man has a well-developed brain. He has a mind. He has a spirit. It's controlled by the Spirit of God. But he's always sick. Sick, in need of doctors, in need of pastors, in need of prophets each day. But the animals in the wild, they don't know how to pray. They just eat anyhow. They don't even wash their food. They eat with dirty hands. They don't brush their mouth, their teeth. They sleep under very bad or harsh conditions, beaten by mosquitoes, insects. They wound themselves. They eat dirty food, infected food with bacteria, fungi, parasites, viruses, toxins. But they don't have doctors. They are always healthy. They are always fresh. They are always strong. But man, on the contrary, notwithstanding his well-developed brain, man is educated. Until we answer the question why, then the health of man will continue to decay with time. What do I mean by decaying with time? Those who have studied geography, if they say something decays with time, you hear of half-life. I mean, with time, the health of man will be deteriorating. The lifespan of man will be reducing with time until become a time that if man manages to reach 10 years or clock 10 years, it means he has tried. Man is sick because man is breaking the rules kept in place by his creator, the Almighty God, that will guide him. In a nutshell, most of our health problems are coming because of dietary divergence. Greetings, fellow viewers of Home TV. You are welcome to the program Health Secrets. Today I'll be talking on the topic diabetes. Yes, we all know of diabetes. In French it's called high glycemia. In English they say diabetes, high sugar. We know diabetes is a disease which conventionally it is being said that it has no permanent cure. You need to constantly take medications just to be bringing down the sugar. But here, most often, I always say the contrary because we speak out of experience. We have people we have treated. We have even documented their testimonies over the years. There are people who cured more than 20 years ago, some 15 years ago, 10 years ago, up to today. They eat and live well, eat everything now. They are fine. No diabetes over more than 1 decade, 2 decades. Yeah, so diabetes has cure when it comes to modern nature. It's only when you leave the cause of the diabetes and you concentrate on the high sugar to bring it down, then there's no permanent cure. For us, we always look for the main cause of diabetes. We cure the main cause, then heal the organs, bring back life to the organs, and then diabetes disappear. There are 3 types of diabetes. You have false diabetes and true diabetes. Under false diabetes, you have diabetes insipidus. Under true diabetes, you have diabetes mellitus. Yeah, diabetes insipidus is false diabetes because it gives signs and symptoms of the true diabetes, whereas it's due to a hormonal failure. Yet diabetes insipidus stems when the adrenal gland above the kidney fails to produce a certain hormone they call ADH, antidiuretic hormone. It is a hormone that causes reabsorption of water back into the blood, and so many other nutrients that have been filtered out or salts. But the hormone, there's a failure to produce enough of the hormone, or completely fail. If there's a failure to produce enough or complete failure not to produce any, the patient suffers from diabetes insipidus. You manifest the symptoms of diabetes, some of the symptoms of diabetes, always urinating and urinating and urinating and urinating, because the hormone that is supposed to cause the reabsorption of water that has been filtered through the kidneys to be sent out has failed. And so it's just like a car that has a sensor that controls certain parts of the car. When the sensors fail, the parts of the car that sensor controls, they also fail to function. Yes. So that hormone is just like a sensor that sends signals and control the reabsorption of water back into the blood when it fails. That is false diabetes. They will have true diabetes that is called diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus have type 1 and type 2. Most often type 1 is caused by a failure of the pancreas to produce enough insulin that converts excess glucose or sugar into glycogen and store in the muscles. When the pancreas fails, then sugar stays in the blood, is not converted into the muscles, and is high in the blood and start causing dehydration of the cells. You know, people who study osmosis in primary school, you always burst cocoyam, and then to show how a stronger solution will always drag a weaker solution, you stand the cocoyam in water and they put salt inside the sugar. In a short while, you see water comes into the cocoyam from the dish where you put the cocoyam. Yes, so when there's too much sugar in the cells, when there's too much sugar in the plasma, or a blood plasma, it will start pulling water out of the cells. It means it dehydrates the cells. And when it dehydrates the cells will always send information to your brain that there's no water in the system. Then the brain now will cause you to feel thirsty, to drink more water. As you drink more water, the sugar in the plasma will suck the water from inside the cells, and the cells will be short of water. They will keep sending information to your brain that the body does not have water, and you keep drinking water. And then the excess sugar in the water in the plasma, you keep urinating and urinating and urinating, and that is why most people who have diabetes, they have frequent urination. Yeah, so that is diabetes. So you also have type 2. That type 2, okay, type 1 comes when the pancreas has been overlabored until the islet of Langerhans, the certain cells, they crash out and they no longer function well to convert sugar into glycogen that is stored maybe in the liver or in the muscles and so on. And then the sugar stays in the blood and causing the dehydration and so on, causing you to always be thirsty. Then this failure can be caused by so many things, which I will come to that. Yes. So when these cells fail, they cannot produce enough insulin for that. Then type 2 most often is due to our bad diet. We eat bad food, that we put on too much weight. We eat bad food that affects certain parts of our body and then leads to insulin resistance. It means your pancreas can be producing the insulin, but at the level of the cell, because of some information, the cells cannot produce certain hormones or some. I don't want to go deep into science, but where there's some messenger RNAs or transfer RNA, messengers RNAs. That's with people who study science, you know what they call RNA, ribonucleic acid, which are supposed to carry information to out and so on, then cause the absorption and so on. It fails, then insulin now cannot be burnt to release energy, or cannot be absorbed to burn a sugar to release energy, and that is where the problem comes. So with type 2, you are producing insulin, but it cannot be utilized at the level of the cell because of some failures, which I don't want to go into the mechanism. Because of failure there, then the insulin cannot act with the sugar to break it down to release energy into the cells. So that is where, and so it happened to go put a lot of weight. So we have two types of diabetes, that I mean diabetes mellitus, type 1 and type 2. Yes, diabetes is a chronic infection. Diabetes always comes when we abuse the laws of nature, when we sin against nature. I like using the word sin because most Africans have become religious, and then any error in life is called sin. So since Africans become so religious, let me be using the word that they know better because they don't know about error, they only know about sin. Any error they call it sin. Yes, so type 1 and type 2 comes when man sin against nature. But type 1 most often is inherited or comes due to errors from birth. Whereas type 2 comes because of our poor lifestyle, eating habits, and so on. Yes. Yes, so diabetes most often can come due to errors that we inherit, genetic errors that we inherit from our parents, then, and also due to our own errors that we commit, and it causes damages in our system. And when diabetes comes, you have to do the reverse of what brought it, either in your parents, or then they handed the bad genes to you, or you committed it yourself, and then cause some handicap in your organs, or your organs were impaired and they can't function well, then diabetes set in. You have to do a reversal of that. Means you have to reverse your lifestyle. Most often, like type 2, most people have type 2 is due to their poor feeding habits. They eat and eat and eat and eat, mostly bad food, because it's not even the too much eating that matters. You can eat very good food at times. There's any food that you can eat a lot of it, it will not harm you. But there's some food you eat just little, it harms you. People eat too much starch, take sugars a lot of sugar, sweet and sweetened products. It will all harm their system and lead to diabetes. People eat and don't rest. They eat all the time. They eat all the time. Eat all the time. They don't rest. Eating all the time. Especially starchy foods that will need the pancreas to operate. They end up harming their system, leading to diabetes, because the pancreas has its work to do. The alpha cells in the pancreas, the alpha cells, you have the Islam of Langerhans indeed. Its work is mostly to break down sugar, convert it to glycogen. Then why you have the beta cells in the pancreas, their work is mostly to work with enzymes and so on, hormones that work in the digestion of fats, emulsified fats and so on, digest them. But when you eat too much, the part of the pancreas that is involved in breaking down sugar or converting it to glycogen, you overlabor it. You overlabor it, just like people who have Molinex. You blender at home. You blend at home. You put something to blend, you put your finger there, you don't allow it to rest, you just put your finger there for long, the coil hits and burns. You're supposed to press and press for a short time, allow it to rest, to cool down. That's how the pancreas operates. When you take what it is the duty of pancreas, you have to stop for some time without taking such things so that the pancreas can rest. But when you keep taking it over and overdose, the brain will keep asking the pancreas to go in for work. The pancreas will work and crash out. You develop diabetes. Also, at the level of the cells, when you overeat certain foods, put on too much fat, take bad things, they go and impair the nerves, impair the system that works at the level of the cells. And the cells become less sensitive. They can no longer combine with insulin to burn down sugar. So you see, it is our lifestyle in general, as I earlier said in previous program, that diseases only come when we sin against God. And we know God is nature. When you sin against nature, it means you are sin against God. And how do you sin against nature? you sin against nature by violating the principles that govern life. When you eat anyhow, you violate the principles of feeding. When you eat wrong mixtures, you violate the principle of feeding. You mean you break the law. You have sinned against nature. So it is sin against nature that brings diabetes and many other diseases, which I will be explaining with time. Okay, when it comes to the cure of diabetes, the best solution is in nature. That is why up to date, medically with the orthodox practice, they say diabetes has no cure. You only control medicine forever and ever. Means the medicine become your God. Without it, you can't live. Diabetes will finish you. But in natural medicine, especially with us who practice holistic medicine, who understand the root causes of diabetes, we cure people of diabetes. We have cured them in hundreds, if not thousands, for over close to 30 years now. I've cured so many people of diabetes, type 1 and type 2 easily. Type 2 is easily curable, then followed by type 1. With diabetes insipidus, the first one is easily managed. That one is not a cause of concern when it comes to natural medicine. Yes, but with the real diabetes, diabetes mellitus, type 1 and type 2, we cure with natural medicine. We cause our patients to do the reverse of what we know that brought diabetes, be it type 1 or type 2. And one of the cure, when we are curing people with diabetes, fasting is included. And we place our patients on periods that they fast, also depending on their health. Then we place them on diet, what to eat and what not to eat. We place them on diet. And then we place them on medicines. Medicines that go into the body not to bring down sugar. We don't give medicine to bring down sugar. We give medicine to heal the organs that have failed. Heal the pancreas. Heal the cells. Heal the entire system, the kidney, the whole blood system, because health is interconnected. When one part of the body is sick, all the other parts of the body are sick. That is why when you have diabetes, you start having sexual weakness, romanticism, arthritis, gout, you have all sorts of things. The people come to me, their finger have been amputated, their legs amputated, and so on because of diabetes. Once there's sickness, because all the organs of the body work in synergy. Once one part of the body is sick or an organ is sick, it affects all the other organs. So we give a total healing in the entire system, while also placing patients on specific medicines that work in the specific organs that we know they are in charge of working to balance body glucose or body sugar. So we are calling on all those who are sick of diabetes. You have been suffering. Come with your diabetes. We will carry out laboratory diagnosis after doing our clinical diagnosis, then place you on the right and appropriate treatments that will heal you of the diabetes, heal you, whether it be it type 1, type 2, or the first one, and you'll be free of diabetes. There are only very few cases that are very stubborn, but we still heal so many of it. So I'm calling on everybody who is sick of diabetes to come to Geneva so that we help to cure you of this diabetes. Yeah, so when it comes to the cure of diabetes, we have the best medicines. We have medicine like diabetes. We have medicine like My Diabetes Cure. There are so many. There are some cases that we even have to cure certain diseases before we go to the diabetes, because there are certain diseases that can also provoke diabetes in humans. We always make sure we trace to see if the diseases are there. If they're there, we cure you of all the diseases. Then if your blood is too toxic and inflamed, we also make sure we detoxify the system, cure the inflammations before we go in curing the diabetes. Curing people of the diabetes. We don't cure diabetes, we cure people of diabetes. So we have medicine, as I've earlier said, like My Diabetes Cure, commonly called MDC. Then we have diabetes. We have a new brand of diabetes, which I hardly give in Cameroon. I only send it out of the country because Cameroonians complain too much. It's a plant. We get it out of the country. It's very expensive, but we give for people who can afford. But the common medicine that anybody can follow treatment, be it by Amselam or somebody say granola, banana, be it the rich or the poor, they only follow is the My Diabetes Cure, which I've subsidized, and people are following it. It's very easy, very affordable, and even available or accessible for everybody.
But even though it's given strictly on prescription, most of these medicines are given strictly on prescription. You cannot just come, I want to buy medicine for diabetes, anybody sell. Nobody will sell. If the person sell, it means the person has violated a rule, and once discovered, the person will be seriously sanctioned. So the medicine is not an over-the-counter medication. Their medicines for diabetes are given strictly on prescription. Even though I have cases who have taken only my bitter tea, which is an over-the-counter medication, they have taken only bitter tea for a few months and diabetes disappear. But those are early cases of diabetes. But we have we have special medicine. Apart from that, we have special medicine which I've mentioned that people follow up. We always place patients for a period of time while we are treating. After some intervals, we carry out laboratory diagnosis to know how the treatment is moving. Then this medicine that I always say, I'm always out of the country, they call it diabetes, is a magic to bring down sugar. Even your sugar is 500, within 2-3 days, it comes down to normal while we are healing the organs. The medicine heals people, heals the organs, and it brings down sugar rapidly. Why the sugar comes down rapidly to normal, then we take some time now to cure the organs. It's a magic medicine. We call it natural insulin. The other insulin, the artificial one, you have to even be taking daily. This one we ask you to take, maximum is 1 week, and you don't take above 24 hours without measuring your sugar, because it is a miraculous medicine. Even your sugar is 600 or 500 or 400, within 1, 2, 3 days, most people, it brings it down to normal. It's a miracle medicine. Since the medicine is a little bit expensive, I'm only sending it out of the country because there are people out of the country, they have the money, but they lack the cure. So I sell to them. But there are people here who will live here, go out and spend the money, but when we show them, they say expensive. So, well, people who have their money here, who are ready to pay for it. I'm even saying expensive. Is it really expensive? If you calculate what people lose, especially a man, when you have sugar, your man doesn't work again. Impair it, no erection again, nothing, you cannot perform again. You know what you are losing, the damage cost. Do you know how much people spend only to treat sexual weakness? They're not at all treating what causes it. It causes blindness. Do you know how much people spend just to treat their eyes? Hundreds of thousands. Do you know how it destroys kidneys? Do you know how much people spend to do dialysis? And your life is at risk. When you calculate this, you'll see that the medicine is even dash. It's given for free. Because one bottle of the medicine, I think, is around 40-something thousand, and it's only one you take. While taking and doing controls, and one will last for some time. The people take only one. Most of the time, the sugar becomes normal. They will spend time now to heal the organs completely. But most of the time, I only send out because out will give more than that. I'm giving by Cameroon price. Out, some people will give it even 5, 6, 10 times more than that cost. So, I advise people, when you are sick of diabetes, you come and see us, so that will place you on a treatment that will bring for you complete healing. God bless you.
Garden of Eden Naturopathic Institute of West Africa, Ginewa, our headquarters, Boya, Wonyamavio, Mile 18, Munya Road. Contact 674-286-493. Kumba, beside CPDM Hall, Kumba Town. Contact 674-288-671. Douala, besides Tropicana Ancien Route Beseke Bonaberi. Contact 674-289-523 or 695-936-243. Yaoundé, Biamasilak, from former Texaco, MRS, former Shells Mayon. Contact 674-289-112 or 657-018-758. Bamenda, Jumabo Mankan, Bamenda again, behind Total Commercial Avenue. Contact 677-319-866. Limbe, Carr Street, Newtown. Contact 674-288-957. Bafoussam, behind Légion de Gendarmerie. Contact 680-219-145 or 697-921-385. For consultations only, contact his healer, Dr. Richard Fro at 677-628-980 or 699-958-893.
Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you. Welcome back, and thank you very much, Dr. Richard Froome, for feeding our indulgence about diabetes, which of course continues to ravage lives in Cameroon, Africa, and the world at large. So get to Geneva if you have been diagnosed of diabetes, so that you can equally save yourself from that complication. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to go on to our next episode of the program, which is of course our press review. On our press review slot this morning, we begin with the lone daily bilingual newspaper, Cameroon Tribune. Cameroon Tribune this morning says that status of teachers, proposals of trade unions, the consensual draft was handed over to the Minister of Public Service and Administration Reform, Joseph Lay, yesterday, April 1, 2025. And this was during a consultation forum chaired by Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famdongo. You can get details of the proposed status on page 18 and 19 on Cameroon Tribune today. Still on Cameroon Tribune this morning, you can get another story like West Region. Gendarmes impound 50 bags of Indian hemp. A truck driver and his motorboy are currently under detention and have been presented to authorities of the region after they were caught transporting an illicit substance of illicit drug. You can get details of that as well on page 18 and 19 in today's edition of Cameroon Tribune. The fight against terrorism continues in Cameroon. You might want to get to understand just what the government of Cameroon is doing to fight against terrorism from the far north region, the southwest, west, as well as the east region, not leaving out the northwest. You can get details of that on today's edition of Cameroon Tribune. Let's leave Cameroon Tribune to go over to the Eagle's Eye this morning. The Eagle's Eye captures on celebrating CPDM at 40 in Limbe, that resort town of the southwest. Honorable Etomi Gladys Ikome, Lord's President Paul Bia's leadership. You might want to get to understand just what the Member of Parliament said during that celebration in Limbe, Fako Division. Then grab a copy of today's edition of the Eagle's Eye. The Eagle's Eye equally says that plenary session, 2 key bills are face scrutiny. That's the Foreign Affairs Committee, led by Honorable Bami Emmanuel, convened on Tuesday, April 1, 2025, the Right Honorable Kabayige Jibrin scrutining 2 bills tabled by the members of Parliament of Foreign Affairs. You might get to want to understand just what the bills are, then grab a copy of today's edition of the Eagle's Eye, which of course the publisher is Etienne Ndiage with headquarters in Yaoundé. Let's leave the Eagle's Eye this morning to cross over to Municipal Update Daily. Municipal Update Daily captions on Southwest Conciliator uncovers management loopholes in Tiko, Moyuka, Tombe councils. If you want to get to understand just what loopholes are all about in terms of management, then grab a copy of today's edition of Municipal Update. Municipal Update equally says that Douala City Mayor counts achievement amid financial hurdles. This was during their first ordinary session for 2025. You might want to understand what it was all about. Grab a copy of today's edition of Municipal Update Daily. Now, still in Municipal Update Daily, Mutengene, NASLA begins training of 109 municipal police officers. You want to understand just what the training is going to be all about, grab a copy of today's edition of Municipal Update Daily. Still on Municipal Update Daily this morning, Njan used strengthen skills on sustainable development. You might want to understand what the skill was all about in terms of entrepreneurship. Then grab a copy of today's edition of the Municipal Update Daily. Now we leave Municipal Update Daily this morning to go over to another newspaper which is on the stands this morning. That is the Herald Tribune. The Herald Tribune says at inauguration of Limbe branch, Fako SDO says Ntarikon Credit Union national pride in microfinance sector. During the recent inauguration of their branch in Limbe, the SDO for Fako, Viang Mekalam, describes the Tarinkon Credit Union as a national pride in terms of microfinance sector in Cameroon. The paper equally captures another story that Catholic Health Services decry government neglect non-payment of universal health coverage. Why has the government of Cameroon not paid her universal coverage as promised by the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manauda Malachim? Grab a copy of today's edition of the Herald Tribune. Still on the Herald Tribune, the paper comes back on continuation of Women's Day. Archbishop Andrew Nkea empowers CWA, CWF groups with brand new motorcycles. You might want to understand just how it all went down in Bamenda. Grab a copy of today's edition of the Herald Tribune. And of course, the Herald Tribune says that Manyeme Seseko Chief Bison Williams extends olive branch to disgruntled indigents. Even though he has not been installed, he's still the chief designate. We are going to understand if at all he has finally been coronated or installed into office in the days ahead. You can grab a copy of today's edition of the Herald Tribune. Now we leave the Herald Tribune to go over to the Voice newspaper. The Voice newspaper says that ahead of October polls, Bishop's pastoral letter raises questions about Bia's suitability. The paper says ahead of the October polls, Bishop's pastoral letter raises questions about Bia's suitability. You want to get to understand what the suitability, how suitable, if at all President Bia is suitable for the bishops. Grab a copy of today's edition of the Voice newspaper. Still in the Voice newspaper this morning, Honorable Malumba shows solidarity with Monya and Muslim community during Eid Feast that was on Monday. You can get how the celebration went down in Monya, in Boya subdivision, that was on Monday, in today's edition of the Voice newspaper. We leave the Voice newspaper this morning to go over to the Horizon newspaper, which of course captions on 2025 presidential, Akere Mona in pole position. He is the hen Cameroonians are expecting to lay the golden eggs of a better Cameroon, free of corruption, tribalism, nepotism. Senior Cameroon now movement official. And of course, that's what the paper is saying this morning. And the paper equally says that the CPDM party is 100% ready by Honorable Njingu Musa from the North Region of Cameroon. If you want to get to understand that the former mayor of Tiku, Mayor Daniel Mokondo, has been laid to rest, grab a copy of today's edition of the Horizon. The Horizon equally says that 2025 presidential and regional elections, bishops encourage Cameroonians to participate but demand concrete actions from candidates. Outline 10 qualities that the next president of Cameroon should have. Urge political parties to respect democratic rules and freedoms internally. Get details of these stories and many more on today's edition of the Horizon newspaper. We leave the Horizon newspaper to go over to the Guardian Post Daily. The Guardian Post Daily captions on another interesting story. At inauguration of Limbe branch, government hails credibility of Tarinkon Credit Union. Institution honors hardworking staff, reiterates 6% interest on savings. And of course, the Ghana Post Daily this morning captions on another editorial, which of course is all about the 2025 presidential elections, when God speaks to Cameroonians through bishops. Here they are talking about the 10 proposed, or the recent outing of the bishops of Cameroon, of the Episcopal Conference of Cameroon. They are taking an editorial this morning on when God speaks to Cameroonians through bishops. Are Cameroonians willing to listen? If you want to get to know details about this editorial proposed to us by the Ghana Post Daily, then grab a copy of today's edition of the paper. Momo Division, Minister Mba Acha succors Muslims at Ramadan. Minister Mba Acha celebrated the Muslim feast with people, the population, the Muslim community of Momo Division. And the paper get another story like Access Bank Cameroon records groundbreaking feat within 2 years. Access Bank Cameroon records groundbreaking feat within 2 years. You want to get to understand just what it is all about, then I encourage you all to grab a copy on today's edition of the Ghana Post Daily. And let's wrap up our press review this morning with News Hub, which is of course on the stand this morning. News Hub captions: dark weekend in Fako, road accident claims 6 lives, wildfire flames destroy properties in Bonduma. You might want to understand what transpired in Bonduma and Fako division in general. Then grab a copy of today's edition of the News Hub. News Hub equally says that City Council launches Wuri River Bank Road Development Project to ease mobility. The project, which of course was launched on Friday, March 28th, here in Douala, is talking about a project which of course is going to cost the Douala City Council beyond or above 44 billion francs to construct a road project or linking the Douala 1, 3, and 5 subdivisions in Cameroon. And of course, the paper equally says a new hygiene and sanitation institution to replace Isaka. This is coming at a point in time when most of our big cities like Douala and Yaoundé are battling with waste garbage on our roads or on vicinities haphazardly. If you want to get into of these stories and many more, then I encourage you all to grab a copy on today's edition of News Hub newspaper. And ladies and gentlemen, those are the stories carried by most newspapers this morning in Cameroon. It is April 2. Like I do always say, grab any of the papers that caught your attention. Keep yourself informed. For if you are never informed, then you are deformed. Let's invite Enrico to do for us this morning. Yonder. When we come back, we shall be welcoming Lady L in the building this morning.
Si tu rencontres une femme qui t'aime, mon frère, Inès et André Penda à Drancy. Dis-moi. Allez, Bemba. Hey, réponds-moi. Mami musima mwaloke Lobanda bodimba tambo mundu mudiko pewase Nabole bakusa Munyonye bamabe Upatene miyolo emalada nomba Simba na pemie Nabole bakusa Mami musima mwaloke Lobanda bodimba tambo mundu mudiko pewase Nabole bakusa Usalemba tia dibu Mbatene niyolo emalada nomba Simba na pemie Tomoto aibie Pamele monde na mi Na wende muna mungete Ayundo wende muna mungete yolo emanada nomba simba na pemie Toba toba menanje anonimu na
Beautiful piece of music there from Eriko, our own Eriko Yondom. It was good having him, right? Yes. It's always good hearing the beautiful voice of Eriko singing for us. All right. Like I did announce that Lady L is in the building this morning. Perhaps you are just joining us this morning. You are still live on your morning show, Home Morning on Home TV. It's always with delight that we know that you are there for us. We know that some of you are connected already on our Facebook page. Please endeavor to share the link to your friends and other groups that you belong to. It's free of charge. We are not asking you for money. Sharing is free, right? Yes. All right, Lady L, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wana. Good morning, viewers of Home TV. I hope you are enjoying your blessed morning. Those who had their breakfast already, I hope you enjoy. And those who are still having, enjoy your breakfast. Well, today is April 2nd. Second. So I shall be unboxing some of the items or key events that actually happened on this date in history. I will begin with, because today is actually known as the World Aesthetic Day. So
autism, that's this we observe as Autism Month to help raise awareness about autism. Is important because autism is a health complication that many people do neglect. It is important that there is a month dedicated, just like the World Heart Month knows themselves on heart complications. We have December HIV month for Cameroonians to discover, or the world to know their HIV status. So this month of April is as well a month of autism awareness month.
Well, being autistic does not mean you have an illness or a disease. It's actually a way some people behave or reason different from other people. So every April, Autism Speaks celebrates World Autism Month, beginning with the United Nations sanctioned World Autism Awareness Day on April 2nd. This year marks the 18th annual Autism Awareness Day. Throughout the month, we focus on sharing stories and providing opportunities to increase understanding and acceptance of people with autism and fostering worldwide support. Take your 30 minutes with Autism Friends training. Develop with autism people to learn simple ways to make everyone's space more welcoming. Or even if you are in a hospital, wherever you are, whether at work, in a classroom, or at your local library, small actions can make a big impact. So today is their day. Just interact with them and learn more. Away from that, which I'm talking about the United Nations. Today, President Trump has actually issued a reciprocal tariff that will kick on today, because he passed this announcement about 3 weeks ago that the thing will actually take place today. He did not want to put it on the 1st of April like he said, because many people would think that is April Fool. Many people would take it for Fool's Day. So he actually said the thing will kick off today. So the country in which he is actually talking about the tariff that will take place is European Union. And in that European Union, we have countries like Brazil, China, India, Mexico, and Canada. Not forgetting other countries, because he actually focused on this country that I named. So he said India charges US more than 100% of tariff. That means India charges them more than 100% of what they do, what they tariff India. And he said China equally charges them. China equally charges the US product twice what they do. Not forgetting South Korea. South Korea's case is just the worst, because he said that South Korea tariffs them 4 times what they do. So you can just imagine. So he's of today. That means today will be a reciprocal tariff will be issued today, April 2nd in US. So stay tuned. Well, let me not talk too much, so people can hear from him. People can hear from President Trump what he actually said.
Administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases a rather large one, Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was, and so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it.
Yes, not forgetting today is actually a reconciliation day. Today is day of reconciliation. So many of you have been keeping grudges on your loved ones or any other person. Please just go and reconcile. Go and make peace. Make peace, because peace is the key to long life. So being in peace is...
All right. Thank you very much, Lady L, for being there for us this morning. We hope that the message has gone across. One thing we keep from your presentation this morning is about Autism Month. It's important for us to share time with autism patients. It's not the end of the world. Donald Trump equally proposed that every country that has been taxing America is equally going to, they are equally going to be taxed them more. Today is as well International Day of Reconciliation. It's important for us to reconcile, make amends when necessary, forgive and forget. Just reconcile for reconciliation's sake, so that you too could have peace. Because bearing grudges, wearing long faces is not going to help us in any way, right?
Exactly, yes. That's it.
Yeah, it's always good. If your husband did something to you which was not good, and you got angry because he told you yesterday that, hey, my wife, or darling, my SIM card, I have a child outside too, and then later on told you that it's April Fool. And since yesterday you have not forgiven your partner, please
forgive him.
Just go and reconcile, right? Yeah, it was just April.
Let's just confess. To confess. After that, we're going to apologize. So just go and reconcile.
You may never can tell. Wait until your husband is dead, then you know whether he has a child outside or not, right? Yes.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lady L, for being there for us today. We look forward to receiving you again tomorrow, Thursday, which will be the 3rd of April 2025. But then we're moving over to something sad. Yesterday we lost someone who has been dear, I should say special, to the football community in Cameroon. He was one time a player, a defender with Oryx Football Club of Douala. Do you know, have you ever heard about Oryx Football Club of Douala?
Yes, I do. I've heard.
What did you hear about the club? Or you just heard Azemona singing?
I just heard
Moriso, Langoya Bisonanje, I'll be sorry. Huh? So the last man standing for Oryx Football Club of Douala that won the continental title representing Cameroon as far as football is concerned was Epete Maurice. He died yesterday after a long battle with illness for a while. Now we're just going to listen to him shortly or briefly, and then okay, the image is already on our screens. That's Epete Maurice. He died at the age of 83. One who passed on yesterday, Tuesday, April 1, 2025, at the age of 85. His last public appearance was a remembrance also on February 10, 2025, during the 60th anniversary celebration of Oryx's continental victory in Douala. They amidst the echoes of past glory, the club's board of directors paid him a heartfelt and deserved tribute. So we are not going to have any other member aside Epete Maurice or the others. Mokoko Confiance and the rest have all journeyed to the world beyond. So the last man who was standing still very strong was Epete Maurice. Epete Maurice died yesterday. We are just extending our warm, sincere sympathy to the bereaved family. He used to live around Bona Prison here in Douala, and of course to the Oryx Football Club family. We just say courage to them. We remember vividly that Oryx Douala's history in 1965 African Cup of Champions club's victory. That's the only club that brought victory to Cameroon. We are still waiting to see other clubs to triumph continentally as they go representing Cameroon, be it at the African Champions League or the African Confederations Cup. Only best club so far since after Oryx has been Cotasoro Garwa. Cotasoro always present but never a champion. We are still waiting to see if at all Cotasoro Garwa is going to correct the errors that Oryx of Douala did as well. Oryx emerged champion in 1965, and those good memories can never fade. It's true that they are gone, but their memory and their history shall continue to linger in our hearts for posterity. He was born sometime in August, and then he died yesterday, April 1, 2025, at the medical hospital here in Douala after a protracted illness. So that's it. Epete Maurice is gone. We shall never meet him again. So that's life in Africa. That's life in the world. Just as we were born, there was getting married. We should celebrate because there is no duplicate of it. And then when we die, the world shall be crying while we shall be ignorant about what is happening, without asking who was there during my funeral, right? Yes, you shall not have the opportunity to know who was there during your funeral, who cried and who did not cry. But during your wedding, you're able to see who is celebrating, who is not celebrating, who attended the wedding and who did not. So you are going to understand that that's life. Life, that's its 3 stages. So keep it and hold it jealously. We are going to invite Dog Star. His Dog Star is ready to do for us this morning. Bamenda. He's singing for us Bamenda, celebrating the beauty of Bamenda this morning on our TV.
Who no know say now you be the best. Who no know say now you be one mama one mama oh. Come on, let's do it now. My Bamenda my fine baby. My Bamenda my sweet mama. Let me tell you something about this, my sweet mama. The only woman who give me to grow and make me a man. Thank you, for the love you showed me. Without you, my Bamenda, I don't believe exist. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the short you said, the whole Cameroon, like Africa in the wonderland. My Bamenda, my fine baby. My Bamenda, my sweet mama. Some people say you too small to change a country. Others say you're not big good for make things work. But just a name in this country, people them they shiver. The way we are picking them, they also people them they wonder. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the strength you set for your children, I am proud of you. You are rich. I am proud of you. You die. My fine baby. My Bamenda. My sweet mama. My brothers and sisters all over the world. Whatever you do, always think about your home. It's a place where you will come back some days. Let's clean love, there's beauty in love. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the sweat to sweat for your children. I am proud of you, you are rich. I am proud of you, you are strong. You defeat the whole Cameroon like Africa in the world. My Bamenda, my fine baby. My Bamenda, my sweet mama. All the hard-working sons and daughters of this great northwest region of Cameroon, I want you to stand build this our lovely and only region. For your children, I am proud of you, you are rich. I am proud of you, you are strong. You defeat the whole Cameroon like Africa in the world.
Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us. Home Morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. My Bamenda, from Abakwa down to Foncha Street, not forgetting those of you at Upstation. Good morning to you all, right? Yes, it's always good to rekindle those beautiful memories about how Bamenda, how vibrant Bamenda used to be. When we used to eat achu, kati around Upstation. We shall definitely come back someday. All right, this morning we are going to our next slot, which of course is welcoming our Pigeon newscaster, Elvis FM. Good morning, Toriman.
Countryman.
Yes, Toriman.
You know, say plenty of you will come out for up country. When you want dance, that kind of dance, you must show your hand. Me show say you get power.
Power day.
First,
power
you
day.
show and show me show say no, you power day. You understand? When you make us say, like say don't forget play come out.
No, and I can find now.
You not can find?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
Lady A confirm.
You did like that put it in the chop achu with a fork now. Different, no.
No. If not achu.
Yes, country boy, I want to talk special camp code for all countrymen where he don't stop for outside him. For see the one where he make Tori today for inside we own Tori house where we the column home TV. One time we could take style enter for inside chapter for where he make Tori today. We could enter for inside university for Douala year and for inside chapter for Dutrim. Plenty people they don't complain as una they say I'm so they talk say waiting. They talk say Palava Doti for entrance for university. For this site for Douala here, it been at the one way now lock up. This one it come after we plenty people too. They complain for insight a chapter for Doti for insight we own country. When I sabi say it is at the same thing. We able to takes time. It happened for insight Yabunde, but for insight book where it be come out for minister for urban development. We to a right book is sent for insight from city mayor for Yabunde. You too be come out for insight this same chapter for move Doti for insight street. It's kind of the same thing where it could take style. They happen for different town them for insight we country. Now the big question mark that where it enter for insight we on tutorials. Even though it enter for with tutorials say they like say it's on different company. It could enter country where it could be in charge for the carry doctrine. How that one is supposed to be. Now the big question mark that we would wait for Siam. So for insight chapter for waiting the make tori who enter for insight Yabunde. We na fire we it happen for that side for a 2KB side country day as una the same for that image. So that fire you be come out now for some big house for insight that side for insight Yabunde. So for insight this same chapter it will be in a time after the fire. Tutorials, if it turn enter for them for see how we the fire it takes style it happen for insight that same style and inside this one we see how we fire it chop for the see how we fire it chop for enter inside people that house them enter for inside this same chapter we go enter for insight make una see am and inside this same chapter plenty people them for them as una see am so na the work that we the fire it take am it work it chop people that house them bunting them for inside house. This one plenty people they run the talk and they complain say there's so firefighting brigade they no come for correct time and for inside this same chapter you will hear where they be the shop for background tu es toujours en retard. That means you always come late selling after the market. Est-ce que ça so happen mo tonton for backside mo na hear how we this country people they be the shout and they talk say this so when I always come late what did they happen. Yes, na so the thing if it take campus for insight Yabunde. We will turn back with that sound as country put them too. They be the holla, they talk to this so when they always come late, wait it a problem. Sometime it be the one we went fire the cash. We expect say this so more na can hele we, but it be the one we na the come. Sometime we not even get water. Na time we na the come, we na the turn back for go find water. SK na so we not supposed for work. This one and plenty other one them. Now we don't they make and plenty people them too. They talk to this so by the time we fire it meet up you for insight small way. It be na the one way now only you could take style for move tears for your own eye. More continue for so for insight chapter for waiting to make story today for insight we on tutorials. We now for inside street for Yabunde, country people them they meet up fish. You see how we the thing it take it happen as a fish it turn for inside the street. Any man they ask him what did it happen? What did it happen? What side fish come out? SKD one na man away it don't fall for heaven as it be there for inside the other book where they take and write them. This one other people they ask plenty question, but inside we did not. Tori he enter we say this so it been a man a fish point where he broke and then the fish. The water we inside he come out for road and that way one come out the man he no be there for house the woman too he no be there for house country people and they where they be hella be for carry the fish for pick the fish go and go get back while some other mazembe them it be na the one way they pick the fish. They check now how they go for market, go buy some more spices with the pepper for can spy the fish for inside their own house. If you turn for inside that catch for Yabunde, you see where any man he only chop na more fish. You ask and say go market for go buy more fish. Now the big question mark that we all man if you ask him for that side country. This one now plenty loss because for keep this kind of thing. And then many kind of thing happen. It is so na big loss that for insight chapter for that to the way it takes style it happen for insight Yabunde side country them. So for insight chapter for waiting make to read more enter for insight Douala wait now some gondere you go hold another one ye and ye for chapter for fight for sika waiting according to the gondere it talks this so ye and ye massa they don't struggle they build work together. Now with the man, he don't join compare people where they wear uniform, compare uniform people them. Now money don't enter. You don't come for come chop the money. You as who? You must I know why here say you get something for do with your mama sir. Motonton for backside, one year with the pass.
Oh, arrête ça. Arrête. Arrête ça. Oh, arrête ça. Arrête. Arrête ça.
I don't tell when I say the way country the worker, it be na the one way all man, he must learn how for drug cutter. If you know sabi have a drug cutter, they could take something way na your own. Even though plenty go under them for outside they go to talk say me, I know if you fight for Sika Massa, me I know if you fight for Sika boy. No the talk na the one way I go turn up now for market for fight. Now because you never meet up that one way, it touch your heart for better way. That one way you do want turn so, you do see na ye, you do want even turn left, you remember na only ye, daddy boy, daddy bomb boy, sweet love, all that one them. By the time you meet up the real one, even for move close for me the road for Sika ye, you can move on. When I want talk now so for insight, Moliko that one can say, you more talk am because in a so gonna think am. We know if you do that one. We'll continue for Insight chapter for which they make story today for Insight. We own story they celebrate. It not be past Oga quarter for we own National Assembly countryman. Where you too, if they celebrate ye and ye own country people them. This one it will be in a big celebration. You too, he woke up. They say countryman, who goes can do now? Daddy, who goes can do now? I said that Daddy who go dance now? Well, no say that. Maybe you to be the first. Dance tomorrow now. Daddy say when I hold me, I woke up tomorrow. I just put down for backside moon and see. Say it is so for Insight chapter for celebration. Any man mo join. Even if one joker for Insight bakanka way. Or man he get for enter for Insight chapter for this joker as it takes time. It be passed for we Muslim brothers them and sisters them for Insight. We own country. Country people them. Now so we take style. We'll see them today for Insight chapter for waiting make story today for Insight Home TV. Their own tutorials.
Thank you very much, Tori man. Thank you very much. One thing we caught my attention. Now that fish. As if you do a poisson avray.
Oh, so much. Any man you say so it pick 1, 2, 3. You run on the market.
I feel imagine the celebration.
If they buy pepper, buy oil. You see the buy.
Now true, so we get some gondere way to. They no life for work. The life will just get man because another woman don't make them. You don't be better person. They don't come quite enjoy. But so a good meal would make woman to learn for make man begin make it transform me from zero to hero.
But plenty people don't talk say by the time woman help for transform man picking, the man picking gets some more money. At that time you know the man picking color. I don't make a mistake and say plenty man picking them for upside day. If you want look inside the heart, if you want no correct man picking, you know in that time you never get money. Because that time it been na Jesus Christ for you before. By the time we do not enter for inside equa. You know say that man be saving as small mazembe.
Money get power.
He dey chop for year, chop for day. You know say you never yet pass, you never yet stay. We so another go there too. You come up for enter for inside hotel for Douala here. You go meet up your own master. I tell say me and also you there for day you and this ngondere. You go come out come meet up me for down here.
All that. All right. Thank you very much, Tori boy, Elvis FM. We look forward to having you at the show. And when we come back, I shall be receiving my guest, Madam Francisca Websy this morning.
DJ PAT exclusive.
Wana. Arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Yeah, arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Ah, tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va sembrer les tomates. Arroser la tomate, tout le monde va arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate, ah, sembrer les tomates, et la tomate. sa tomate, sa tomate. Chacun arrose sa tomate, comme Elena tomate. Ah, arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser sa tomate, arroser la tomate. Yeah, arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser sa tomate, arroser la tomate. Ah, tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va semer les tomates, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser sa tomate, arroser la tomate. Ah, semer les tomates, Elena tomate. Chacun arrose sa tomate, after Gattuso tiens ma tomate. Chacun arrose sa tomate, Papa d'Acosta tiens ma tomate. Ah, Prince de la Leke, Elena tomate. Samy le bassin de lui, Elena tomate. Ah, Anthony Dieu c'est caramel et chéri, vous êtes mes tomates. Ah, Benzema Belair et Larissa Omambe, vous êtes mes tomates. Ah, Romeo Kwaku et Maloès, vous êtes mes tomates. Ah, Molare, Molare, tout prix qui te Elena tomate. Ah, arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser sa tomate, arroser la tomate. Eh, arroser la tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser sa tomate, arroser la tomate. Ah, tomate, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va semer les tomates, arroser la tomate. Tout le monde va arroser sa tomate, arroser la tomate. Ah, semer les tomates, Elena tomate. Ton mari c'est ta tomate, ta femme c'est ta tomate, même ton ami c'est ta tomate. Il faut arroser ta tomate, ta maman c'est ta tomate, ta famille c'est ta tomate, ton travail c'est ta tomate. Il faut arroser la tomate. Ah, tu es ma tomate, je suis ta tomate. Tu es ma tomate, arroser la tomate. Ah, tu es ma tomate, je suis ta tomate. Tu es ma tomate, Elena tomate. Tout le monde va arroser la tomate. Ah, arroser la tomate. Una sawa, arroser la tomate. Ah, arroser la tomate. Arroser ta tomate, mon ami, arroser ta tomate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that beautiful piece of music. It was just a way to welcome my guest, my main guest in today's edition of the program, Mrs. Websy Francisca. Good morning, Francisca.
Good morning, my fellow brother, Mr. Wani Henry.
It's good to have you here this morning. As a relationship coach, we are going to be discussing at length, as a mother, as a parent, we are going to be discussing at length this morning about sexual promiscuity, which of course is growing amongst young people. Who is to be blamed is a question we're asking ourselves this morning. Okay. And of course, we know very well this is coming at a point in time when we have had several cases of most of our girl children or our youths of school-going age from Yaoundé to Kongsamba and even here in Douala registering or getting involved in such an act. Many are asking themselves the question: who should be blamed at this kind of when this kind of issues do pop up? Are we parents to be blamed?
It becomes very pertinent for me because I, for one, I'm a children lover. I love kids, and then when it gets to the level of a youth, it becomes complicated, very, very complicated, because you know, to handle a child that is already above, just say, in her adolescent age, it's not.
Let's say from 15, you know, it varies.
Yes.
You have children who start seeing the puberty stage maybe from 13, 12,
yes,
and the rest.
Yeah. Actually, nowadays we still have some children, even from 12 years and above, that can do things you can never ever imagine. You know, like especially these students that are into this kind of fidgeting relationships. Try to a mentor. Okay. Your child needs someone at that particular school that can, with your help, can mentor her or him for you. Because when you are done mentoring your child and then you let the way she gets her way out, and then the same activities she'll be facing in school, it's not the same thing that is home. You know, home we just have family time, we can watch television together, we can pray together, we can eat together, we are just moving up and down, we can do house chores. But when a child gets out there, especially our youths, they have encounter with strangers. Because our children, while back home, they are familiar with us. They can just say, "Mommy, please, you know tomorrow is," but now when they step out there, they cannot talk to the people they meet the way they talk to us. That's why I always say that the foundation of bringing up a child, the foundation of good parenting, if you do not flourish in the presence of God, you know.
Now, sometimes you conferred your child to, like you said, a mentor in school, and the mentors tend to abuse them. The mentors start abusing them because you have teacher relationship with students, having sexual with children.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a big problem in our society today.
It's really see that because of the economy that we are living, it is so hard that our children are really becoming demanding. They are more than what we were thinking to assist the man. But this thing that is taking our children, I don't know whether this education of a boy child, we had not focused so much on that, so we need to also come up with programs, seminars, and
we're talking about the young people, both sex, both the boys and the girls. It's not only about the girl child. It's true that the girls are vulnerable. But we should not forget that our male children too are vulnerable as well. Sometimes you are being forced. Homosexuality does not start from when you are grown. You are working or you get involved into something else. It can even start from in school. I had victims who were
to know their needs, going close to them, talking with them. Are you okay? Is there anything the matter? Please, you can talk to me. Please confide in me. You flatter them. You buy them some few little gifts. It must not be something very, very big. You can what they like. It could be mangoes, could be oranges, fruit. It could be a good meal. And after that, go around them, talk with them, try to know what is going on. And if it's a child that you are like that with her or him, they always open up to you. Even if they come back with what kind of results, don't blame them, blame yourself. You will know that they are stubborn children, but if the basics, the fundamental basic was there, I'm not sure that child will ever go astray. No matter how a child will try to influence them, no matter where the peer will be coming from, there's no peer pressure that is going to allow. It's a taboo, then that's your own risk. Yes, because if a child walks up to you and asks their mommy, what is sex? You know, there are some houses in Douala that families, they have sometimes, if you don't explain these things to the children, that they get to hear or see the acts without you ever telling them. It's more riskier than when you would tell them that this act is for this particular people, for the married. So you can as well, no matter, even there are children that can fight the act of rape to an end. They can fight it. They will kick you, they will try to do something. Even if parenting, mama, when you become a parent, if you relent your effort, that is to your own risk, because the things that you will face before you want to have a cool head, you have a phone call that your child have done this in school. You will be rushing. Before you get there, this one is dismissed. And do you imagine?
Now, Mrs. Francisca Websim, in the face of all of this that we do face in our society today, what do you think could be done to help save this generation? Because this generation of today, the way we were brought up is not the same way we are bringing up our children. Don't you think it's time good for us to go back to the basics from the grassroots.
Mhm.
Parents should take their responsibility. It's going to be a
comes back, you have to start raising a grandchild, you know, get up in the morning. Those things are very stressful. Like when I used to, when I put to bed in 2020, 2018, that I had my last child, and I was like, hey, who is going to be doing all this work? Because if you have not gotten there, dear parents, you will not know what we are talking about. It takes you just an hour to sit your child down. If you have 24 hours daily, and you have just 1 hour to sit your child down and do everything that you have to do, despite the fact that you are tired, you will never regret it. You will always see yourself winning with these children. You will always understand that it is very important and necessary to get the attention of your children and give them affection, show them love, and that social media is concerned. So I think